When I was a small child, I used to watch a documentary about the ocean. And one time, as I watching the documentary, it talked about something out of the ordinary. It talked about the lake, but the lake is inside the ocean. My child curiosity sparked when I hear about it, and it called Pool of Despair, or the scientific name it's called a brine pool. Brine pools is a dense, toxic, and rare underwater lake of highly saline water that form on the ocean floor. Today, the Gulf of Mexico is a deep basin, but during the Jurassic period, some 150 to 2,000 million years ago, the Gulf was shallow and isolated from the rest of the ocean. As a result, it grew increasingly salty, and when it came to evaporated, it left behind a staggering amount of salt across the former seabed in a thick layer up to the 8-kilometer deep. The salt bed still exists under the Gulf and the southern United States as far as north as Arkansas. By the time the Gulf became an ocean, the salt layer had become covered with sediment that prevented the salt from dissolving when the basin was inundate. With water came more sediment and the salt layer got buried deep and deeper. Eventually, the overlying sediment became so heavy that it crushed the salt layer below, forcing it to the shift and move underneath. This is known as salt tectonic. A common outcome of this movement is the formation of domes where the finger of salt rises through the overlying layer of sediment and penetrate out the seafloor. When the domes come in contact with the seawater, the salt dissolves and localized hyperpool of water is formed. This is called brine pool. The animal cannot survive inside the brine pool due to the high salinity and no oxygen. However, life is unpredictable and there are some animals that adapt to live around the brine pool. The kind of animal that live beside the brine pools are mussels. They live in a vast colony. There is also a snail, fish, shrimp, eels, and also an amphibian. Other than that, polocyte and also hydroids. Finally, brine pool is a fascinating physical oceanography process. It is a unique and barely known since it is hidden deep under the seabed. That's all from me. Thank you.